Is we okay. Okay. I think I got my camera settings on right. I'm not sure. Is this right? I hope so. Alright, vibes. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jasmine VibrantPeace, and this is my story. Alright, so I got the questions. Well, I got a lot of the same questions, and one of the main questions that I did want to address, because I didn't actually make a video, or I didn't actually really talk about it, I just posted a photo of me. But I did move into an apartment. I moved into my apartment January, hold on, because I don't want to lie to y'all, January 6th. It was Monday, yes. So it hasn't even been a week yet. Yeah. So January 6th, I moved into my apartment. The reason why I moved out of my car, basically, I don't know. I just felt like there was something in me that says, Jasmine, it's time for you to move. And I had no idea that this move was going to be this quick. Because on January 1st, I was at my parents' house because they had something at their house for New Year's in Georgia. And I went to my parents' house, and my grandma, y'all know my grandma got a smart mouth. If y'all don't follow me on Instagram, y'all need to follow me, because I be posting my grandma. She is just like the life of the party, basically. Yeah. So my grandmother, she made a comment. She was like, "Oh, Jasmine, you stand in that car," and she made this face and this movement, and I was like, "Ugh!" Like I can tell that I was hurting her and my mom as well. So I was like, oh God. And to be quite honest, in November, I think it was November, I told one of my friends, I said, I think I'm tired of staying in my car. And they told me, they were like, but you said that you were going to move out of your car for a couple months until the snow passes over whenever. So I was like, yeah, I did say that. I said, okay, I'm going to just wait. I'm going to just stick it out. I'm going to just wait. But I was getting a hotel every other weekend, or sometimes I think I went like sometimes I would do like 3 days, like 3 days straight in a hotel, because it would get like really, really cold. And I would meal prep, and I would just stay in my car throughout the week or whatever, because I did work third shift. So during the coldest times of the day, I'm at work, which was good. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm ready to move out on January 1st. When my grandma made that comment, I was like, oh, let me get my book. So I got my planner. I took it with me or whatever, and I got my planner, and I started writing some stuff down in here. I got this from Target, y'all. And I started writing it down in here, and I looked on my phone. I started looking up, places, and I don't know what it was, what took over me, but just out of the blue, like in the middle of that, I was just like, okay, like our gathering or whatever, I started looking up apartments, and the very first apartment that I called is where I am at now. And I didn't want to get so caught up, so I really only looked at 3 apartments, and I was like, okay, this one's gonna be it, whatever. I didn't really want to get caught up in trying to decide different things, because I feel like if you give yourself more options, you're gonna get confused versus working with what you got. And in some cases, it is good to have other options, but I just felt like this time of my life, I ain't got time to be, I don't know if I want to do this, or if I don't know if I want to do that. So I just had to really like follow my heart and kind of go with it. I'd never been to this area before, so I was kind of like shaky about it. So I was like, I don't know. So I called them, and it was open on New Year's Day. They was open, and I was asking her some questions about some things I saw online, because the first 2 months rent is free, and that's what I like, free things. So I had to clarify, like, you say it's free, but how long is it free for, and what are the obligations if it's free? What has to happen if it's free? My credit score got to be something, like what? So yeah, so I had a lot of questions about the place. So I got those answers from her. The next day, she called me. No, it wasn't the next day. It was 2 days after. It was that Friday. She called me and she was like, hey, for your application, for you to not to have an application fee, you have to fill out your application today. Okay, girl, but I'm gonna fill it out. So I fill out the application, let these people run my credit. I didn't even see the place. I didn't even know if I was gonna like the place, but I let them run my credit. So I did it. I pulled over because I was heading back to my grandparents' house to switch out cars. As you guys know, I had the Pontiac and I was switching over to the Nissan because I wasn't going to be staying in the Pontiac, and I didn't know how the Pontiac was going to act in the cold in Ohio because it gets pretty cold here. And so I was like, well, let me get the Nissan. And the reason why I got the Nissan is because basically if something happened to that car, I know I can get a rental car through my insurance. With Pontiac, they ain't playing them games. You gonna pay for the rental car yourself, and I ain't got a gun sign. So I just felt like my Nissan was a little bit more reliable versus getting my Pontiac. Well, having my Pontiac here. So oh, I'm sorry guys. Yes, I'm still in Ohio. And I'll go back to why I'm still in Ohio towards the end of the video. But yeah, so going back to my grandparents' house, I pulled over on, I don't know, whatever exit, but I remember I was sitting in McDonald's parking lot, and it took me an hour to fill out this application. And the reason why it took me an hour to fill out this application, because on my phone I had to fill it out. And I had my laptop with me, but I didn't want to go inside and connect to the Wi-Fi, so I said, you know, whatever, I'm doing it on my phone. So I did everything on phone, fill out the application on my phone. I literally, it took me like piece by piece because I had to write the text out, and then I had to like move the text to the area that it go to on the thing. I don't know why they didn't just have it where, you know, you sign, like I think it's like an Adobe sign or something like that. They didn't have it like that, so I literally had to like fix every little piece. And I hope my camera's not blurry because I can't see from here. It's 2020, my vision ain't that good. Ooh. Okay, yeah. So fill out the application, got back on the road. We were emailing each other back and forth. And she basically tells me, she was like, hey, you got approved. And I was like, oh, okay, got approved. This is good. I called my mom. I told her I got approved. I called my grandma. I told them I got approved. Everybody was so happy, super excited. January 1st. And you know how people be like, I need a turnaround on January 1st. And I don't know if it was because it was the beginning of the year and God is trying to show me something like, girl, this year you can't bring that bull crap here in 2020. You gotta leave it in 2019. I'm not sure if that's what it was, but literally, y'all, after the clock strike 12, shit went down and your girl had a turnaround, okay? And nobody in my family knew. I kind of like I covered it up as much as possible as I could. But you know, moms know everything. Even my mom, she told me when we talked, I kept telling mama, which is my grandma, I kept telling mama something was wrong with Jasmine. I know my child, something's wrong with Jasmine. Girl, you was right, girl. Why do you know me so well? Man? Why? So I covered up as much as possible, but I was really hurting so bad that day, like so bad, because I had literally just went through some shit and I had to process all this going through my mind, traveling back to South Carolina, and that's a long drive, okay? It's a long drive. And I literally had to process everything, get myself together, get pumped up. But even though I had went through that, y'all, I was just so happy to be around my family and being around people that genuinely loved me, like love me for who I am. And it just felt so good to like be in their presence, just to be around and actually talk to my family and talk to my sisters and hug on my nieces and my nephews, and they getting so big. Y'all kids, what y'all eating? Okay? What y'all feeding these kids? I need to know. Because these kids is getting big. Like big. And it just felt so good to be around them. And I felt like I was really at home. But sorry if I got off track. Probably did. I apologize. I'm really sorry. But I sat at that table. I filled it out. I mean, I looked up the apartment, found the apartment, got here, whatever. So I got back to Ohio on Saturday. I stayed in a hotel Sunday. I was like, I'm about to just check out the area and see what it is or whatever. So I looked up on Google, found the thing on Google, clicked the address. Boo, why is the address not found? I said, is this a joke? Somebody lied. So this whole time this lady was lying to me. It said address was not found. So I kept scrolling and it said that they were open. I was like, oh shit, they open. So I called. I was like, y'all open? And the girl was like, yeah, we open. I said, girl, I'm about to come right now. This is Jasmine. And she already knew who I was because we was talking literally the entire weekend. The entire time I was in South Carolina, we was talking back and forth through emails, through phone calls the entire time. So I was like, girl, I'm on my way right now. She was like, oh, we're okay. I thought you wasn't coming to Monday. Girl, it's Sunday. I know. I didn't know y'all was open on Sunday, but here it is. And here I am. So I came. I checked out the apartment. Well, before I came, y'all, let me tell you why. Well, tell you what happened. The apartment complex is new. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. The apartment complex is new. So the address, you can't find, well, it won't, basically you can't put the address on the maps in your iPhone because you ain't going to be able to find it because the apartment complex is brand new. So I had to call. I was like, girl, how do I get here? So she gave me an address to a store nearby. And she said, once you see that store, you'll see the apartment complex. I said, perfect. Okay. So Googled the store, found the apartment complex, came up. Y'all, I literally, because I wear flip-flops. I don't know why I wear flip-flops in Ohio and it's cold. But I still be wearing these flip-flops. So I have my flip-flops. I literally took out my flip-flops at the door and I just literally walked on this carpet. And I don't know what it is, but something came over me and said, Jasmine, this is home. This is home. This is where you about to be at, for real. This is it. And this is home. And it feels so good, y'all, because try walking not on like your own carpet or anything, with just try walking with shoes on all the time, because in hotels I ain't walking on nobody's floor with no shoes on. Planet Fitness, I got on shoes. In the shower, I got on shoes. Like, I always had on shoes, but it had felt so good to actually take my shoes off and to walk on this carpet, y'all. Y'all don't understand. To walk in the kitchen, to walk in the bathroom with no shoes on, it just felt good. It just felt good. And when I go to like my family and stuff house, yeah, I have my shoes off, but it's something when it's your own, and it's different. You gotta feel me to feel me. You feel me? You feel me? Okay, yeah. So it felt so good to, you know, actually be here. And so I asked her, I was like, okay, I want it. When can I move in? She was like, tomorrow. Bet. So I got off work at 5 a.m. I came to the area and I slept at a Walmart. And I got up because they opened at 10. I got up at 10:15-ish. I got here about 10:30, 10:45. Got here and I got my keys and I moved in. And I said, this is it. This is home for me. This is home. And I cried and I cried and I cried because I was like, why am I back here? Why am I paying bills again? I ain't want to do this no more. I said I ain't want to do this. Why am I here? And I don't know what it is or why I am here, but it's something and I'm going to figure it out. It's something that's in me. It's a growing process for me, y'all. I promise. This is something that God has sent me to and is telling me, Jasmine, you, girl, you about to show out in 2020. Do you hear me? You about to show out. Okay? And I get so excited now, like when I'm talking about things that I want to do as far as my channel, things I want to do in my life, and it just feels so good. It feels so excited. I'm just so excited, y'all. I just be so excited. And I'm so excited. Okay, yeah, sorry. I was gonna do an apartment tour, but people is crazy, and I feel like everybody that's watching me is not for me, and I don't need no craziness, and you probably would not be able to find it anyways because it's brand new. I can even find like real pictures of this actual apartment online because there's none. But yeah, I'm glad to be here and I'm glad to bring you guys along with me. You will see this space a lot. You're gonna see the kitchen because in 2020 we're gonna learn how to cook, and I'm not about to play with y'all. Okay. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap things up for my video today. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope I answered the questions that you guys were asking and looking for. I am still in Ohio because it's something in me that I have to be here and not back in South Carolina. I had to find myself, y'all. Alright, VibrantPeace.